All right, let's talk about one of the biggest puzzles in business, value monetization. You've built something great, something you're proud of. But how do you turn that great thing into a great business? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today. Let's dive in. You've seen this happen, right? This brilliant new app or service comes out, you use it, you love it, and you think, wow, this is a game changer. And then a year later, it's just gone. Why? More often than not, it's because they were amazing at creating value, but they had no idea how to capture it. That's the trap we're going to learn how to avoid. So here's our game plan. First, we'll get on the same page about what value monetization actually is. Then, we're going to look at the two absolute must-have pillars for it to work. After that, we'll open up the strategy toolkit. And finally, we'll wrap up with a simple 5-step plan you can use for pretty much anything. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. What are we really talking about when we say monetization? The first thing you've got to understand is that this is way, way bigger than just picking a price. It's not about slapping a sticker on something. It's a whole strategy. Here's the official definition, but let's make it simpler. Imagine you're a fantastic baker. You make the best cookies in town. That's the value you've created. Monetization is figuring out how you're going to get paid for those cookies. Do you sell them one by one in a fancy box of a dozen? Or maybe you start a Cookie of the Month club. It's the process of turning your yum into revenue. In this slide, just hits the nail on the head. Pricing is just one tiny piece of the puzzle. It's a tactic. It asks one question. What's the price? Easy. But monetization, that's the whole strategy. It asks the bigger, smarter questions. How do we charge? Is it monthly or a one-time thing? What are we even charging for? The basic version or the pro version with all the bells and whistles? And who are we charging? Everyone the same, or do we have different plans for different people? See, it's a much bigger conversation. So if monetization is our big strategy, what's it built on? Well, you can't really capture value that you haven't created in the first place, right? That's why the entire thing rests on these two core pillars. First, you have to actually create something valuable. And second, you have to be able to communicate that value. So pillar number 1, creating compelling value. This isn't about just making something cool. It's about making something people genuinely need. You're either offering pain relief, solving a super annoying problem for someone, or you're creating a new gain for them, giving them a superpower they didn't have before. At the end of the day, your product has to make someone's life or their business faster, cheaper, better, easier, or safer. If it's not doing one of those, you probably don't have real value yet. Now for the second pillar, and honestly, this is just as critical. You could invent the greatest thing since sliced bread, but if you can't explain why it's so great, nobody's going to buy it. This is all about translating your features into real-world benefits. Don't just tell me your software has real-time collaboration. Tell me your team can finish projects in half the time. You got to back it up with proof, case studies, data, testimonials, and show them exactly what their return on investment is going to be. And this right here is the absolute golden rule of communicating value. Get specific. Numbers are your best friend. Saying we help you make more money is, okay, but saying our customers see an average revenue increase of 22%, now that gets people's attention. So the big takeaway here is simple. If you can put a number on it, do it. Okay, so we know we have to create and communicate value. Now for the really fun part. How do we actually capture it? Let's open up the toolkit and look at some of the different strategies you can use to get paid. Here's a look at 7 of the most common strategies out there. And the key thing to remember is there's no single best one. The right choice completely depends on what your product is and who your customers are. So let's zoom in on 3 of the most popular ones to see how they tick. First up, the one we all know and love, subscriptions. You pay a recurring fee, monthly, yearly, for ongoing access to something. It's perfect for services like Netflix or Spotify because the value never stops. There's always a new show or a new album. For the business, this means predictable revenue, which is amazing. And for customers, they get a steady stream of what they want. Next, we have freemium. It's that classic free and premium mashup. The idea is to give a basic version away for free to get as many people using it as possible. Then you offer a paid premium version with all the cool, powerful features. Zoom is the master of this, right? A quick 40-minute call is free for anyone, but businesses that need all-day meetings happily pay up. It's a brilliant way to let people try before they buy. And the third one we'll look at is usage-based, which is basically the pay-as-you-go model. You only pay for what you actually use. The best example is your electricity bill. You don't pay a flat fee for electricity, you pay for exactly how much you used last month. People love this model because it feels incredibly fair. And what's really cool is that the company's revenue grows right alongside the customer's success. It's a perfect partnership. All right, we've covered the what, the why, and the how. Now let's get super practical. Here is a simple 5-step blueprint you can follow to put all this stuff into action for your own projects. So here's the plan. Step 1, be a detective. Figure out what parts of your product people find most valuable. Those are your value drivers. Step 2, put a number on it. How much time or money does it save them? Step 3, choose your weapon. Pick the right strategy from that toolkit we just looked at. Step 4, design your pricing and, this is key, test it. And finally, step 5, go out there, communicate your value, and never stop iterating. It's a loop. You learn, you improve, you repeat. So if you're gonna walk away remembering just a few things, make it these. 1, value always comes first. You can't capture what you haven't created. 2, monetization is a big strategy, not a tiny price tag. 3, be obsessed with your customer and the results you get for them. 4, use numbers, prove your worth. And 5, don't set it and forget it. Your strategy has to grow and change right along with your product and the market. So I'll leave you with this one crucial question. And this isn't just for big tech companies. It's for anyone with an idea, a side hustle, anything. What is the unique value that you are creating? And more importantly, what is your strategic plan to capture it? Because figuring that out, that is the first real step to turning what you create into what you earn.